Welcome everyone to another video, and today we're going to take a look at another team that I've been using to climb up in the Go Battle League, and this time it is in the Great Lake Remix Cup. And in the lead we have Nidoqueen with Mudslap, Poison Fang and Stone Edge for that flying coverage, and in the safe swap we have a Pokemon that was unexpectedly buffed this season but is out of the top 100 in the Great League Remix in the form of Murkrow with Pack Foul Play and Drill Pack, as well as Wigglytuff in the back, of course with his standard moveset of Charms with an Icy Wind. So Murkrow, like I said, is outside the top 100 in terms of rankings for this format, but it does have some impressive play, especially considering that it does double resist the ground type attacks from Nidoqueen and Torterra, which could otherwise snowball really quickly, especially with the damage that the shadow variants are able to do. So having it in the team does give us a little bit more flexibility. I did try to use Xylos instead of Murkrow. Unfortunately, it does not have the performance that I need versus those Mudslap users. So going on to the first battle here, we have Nidoqueen in the lead versus Fortress. This is exactly what we want, and as you can see here, we are met with a Torterra safe swap, and this is actually a perfect scenario of why we have a Murkrow as our dark type attacker in the team, because as you can see here, they are able to tank quite a bit. And here with this first drill pack, you can see the amount of damage that the Murkrow is able to do is just very insane indeed. And here the opponent is going to come in with a Golurk, which means that we are able to debuff them and come in with a Wigglytuff to win the game. So it is a very easy first game here, and as you can see here, it's almost a perfect team, I would say, because of the balance that it has, as well as the punch that Murkrow does bring to this team, which is very much needed because the other two Pokemon does quite rely on their fast move, whereas Murkrow relies on that charge move damage with the very hard hitting Foul Play and Drill Pack. Of course, Murkrow is a glass cannon, so it won't be able to take that much hits, right? Especially like if you see the Greninja just now, we could have easily swapped out, but unfortunately since we were a bit slow, we didn't want to swap out, and the Nidoqueen will be able to handle it quite a bit, especially if we do shield and get the Poison Fang out. And here they do come in with a Fortress, and we somehow managed to catch the Earthquake on the Fortress, which is the Earthquake from the Fortress on our Murkrow, which is very good because then it put us in a very demanding position here, especially with Murkrow dishing out this Drill Pack. As you can see here, two Drill Packs are already going to almost take out the Clodsire on its own. So Clodsire will not be able to farm us all the way down, and here with their Clodsire very low, we are able to swap into our Wigglytuff to seal the deal. So a Pokemon that could be a bit tricky, I would say, would be a Dark type in the lead, because a Dark type in the lead will generally have a poison counter, so maybe something like a Clodsire, which is very bad for both Murkrow and Wigglytuff, because Clodsire has that added X factor of whether it's running Slush Bomb or Stone Edge, which means that it's very difficult to bring in either of them against a Dark type lead. But in this instance, with a Samurott, as you can see here, even with one charge move, we are able to get them really low, and we are going to let it go and save that one shield for this Wigglytuff, because we know that it will have a bit more play in the back, especially with the resistance to the Sucker Punches from the Furret. And we are going to immediately swap to our Nidoqueen, hopefully to get to a Poison Fang before they get to another charge move, and hopefully to take out their last large shield, right? Because that is very crucial for us in terms of winning this whole game. And here they are able to get to another charge move, which is very bad for us, because now we are going to be quite low in terms of HP. But yeah, fortunately they do not have a second one banked, which means that we do win the game. So this is what I'm talking about, right? A Shadow Murkrow in the lead, it will resist the Mud Slap, but at the same time, yeah, we can come in with Murkrow in the back with an energy deficit. I mean, we could try that, but we will be losing it anyways. But if we do come in with a Wigglytuff, of course we can chunk it for the first charm, but then again they can swap into a hard counter to fairy type very easily, which means that we will be in a very bad position. So as you can see here, we are going to let go of the drill pack, and it does take quite a bit out from our Wigglytuff. And now we are going to see there is a crystal in the back, and they do have a wish cache, which means that our Wigglytuff will not be able to beat out both Pokemons, especially with wish cache being able to spam those mud bombs away. But this is one of the good points about this team, right? You can see a lot of Fortress and Shadow Drapions in the lead, which means that this Nidoqueen that we have will be able to keep up quite well in the lead. And since they swap in, and since in these situations they will swap into another Pokemon to counter the Nidoqueen, we are able to throw a Poison Fang before they get to a charge move, which means that our charm damage, pack damage will be able to do a lot more damage against the opponent, which means that yeah, we'll have a better time in the end game. So even with the Wigglytuff's debuff here, we are able to chunk them all the way down, and we still have two Pokemons that are relatively healthy now. I mean, Aqua Tail still chunks, but we are going to shield this second one because we are able to get to a Poison Fang for that last Pokemon in the bag that they have, and they will have a Clodsire in the bag. And yeah, hopefully we are able to win this game. We are going to try to catch the Earthquake if possible on the Murkrow. Unfortunately, they do hold on just for a while longer than I thought they would, and they do get to throw the Stone Edge versus us, and they will get the Earthquake through to the Nidoqueen to take us out. So in that instance, even if we threw the Stone Edge, we wouldn't have been able to win because they still had one shield left. And yeah, very good on the opponent there in terms of their timing, in terms of holding on to their charge move, so that they don't get baited into throwing a resisted move against us, right? And here the opponent has a Dragonair in the back, and it's another iffy matchup, but as you can see here, Murkrow does take out their health quite easily. A resisted drill pack did almost 30% to a Tinkaton. That is impressive on its own, and we almost took out a very bulky fairy steel type Pokemon with a dark flying Pokemon. That's how impressive Murkrow is, right? Don't let the ranking fool you, because it will be able to do some decent damage versus the opponent. And here our Wigglytuff with that Tinkaton out of the way, we are able to hopefully get this team get their final Pokemon out of the way as well, right? In the form of King Gambit. King Gambit does have access to Metal Sound, which is super effective, and hopefully we do get them very low. It's just that we don't get them low enough, and hopefully this one Mud Slap is enough to get them out of the way. But because they showed that they have X-Scissor, hopefully we are able to survive the X-Scissor, and we do, and we will be able to throw a last ditch Poison Fang versus the Dragon type to win the game. So yeah, with this team, I mean, you can try to use Torterra in the lead as well, but I think Nidoqueen just gives better coverage versus the fairy types in general, which we do need, because we are quite soft versus something like Galarian Weezing in the back, as well as other Wigglytuffs. So yeah, Torterra is a possible replacement for Nidoqueen, but I don't think it will perform as well. And as for Murkrow, I think I'm not sure whether Galarian Moltres is available in this format, but I think yeah, that would be the better option, of course. And I don't think Mandibuzz is available for this format. And yeah, I mean, in terms of Wigglytuff, you can use other Charmers as well, but because of that normal type typing, it does give it great how do you say it, defensive coverage or defensive typing, because we will have like 2 Pokemons that are resistant to ghost type moves, which is very much appreciated because we do have to save those shields for the Murkrow. But in this instance, yeah, Wigglytuff just gives us the added bulk and added defensive solidity that we might otherwise lack if we don't have it in the team. So as you can see here, we do meet a Galarian Weezing. Galarian Weezing is also very good in this format. Unfortunately, it just gets wrecked by a Nidoqueen unless it throws a overheat. And in this instance, with them coming in with Regidrago, we are just going to soften it up with Poison Fang just so that our charm damage is able to take them out in a heartbeat, but they will come back in with the Galarian Weezing. And because of the switch timing being misaligned, we are going to try to debuff them as much as possible. And the opponent is trying to be really greedy here, trying to farm up a lot more than they should. And because of that, we do get to a Swift, and if they don't shield this, they will be taken out by us. And they will try to farm up all the way, but unfortunately they don't, and they will have another Dragon type in the back, which means that our Wigglytuff will run rampage against this Guzzlord. And because of them not having a really good answer to the Wigglytuff, or being greedy against the Wigglytuff just punished like 2 of their Pokemons. And now we are going to have Murkrow in the back with the pack damage to take them out, seeing as they throw the Dragon Claw as their first charge move. They needed something to get out of the bag, but Murkrow will not fall for any tricks in this game to take the win. So another Furret in the lead for the last game of this video. As you can see here, we are going to catch a charge move on the Murkrow, and we do perfectly catch the Trailblaze, and now we are going to try to outpace them against before they get to a charge move. Unfortunately they don't, and they do swap into a Wigglytuff, but we will try to get them as low as possible before we swap back in with our Nidoqueen. And of course they're going to throw an Icy Wind, which is fine because now we are able to get to farm them down with a lot more energy than if they'd thrown a Swift. And we are going to throw a Poison Fang immediately before swapping into the Clay Doll and hopefully try to take them out, because yeah, but I don't think we will be able to do so with Furret in the back as well. And for that matter, with them having 2 shields, this would be a very hard loss for us. And yeah, GG's to the opponent. So as you can see here, the team with Murkrow is very good, very hard hitting. It's quite balanced, so there will be more wins for you, and the losses would not be as one-sided as you would see with other teams with glaring weaknesses. So yeah, feel free to try this team. Murkrow, of course, is an XL Pokemon, will need a bit more investment than usual, but hey, if you can one-shot something with a non-evolved Pokemon, then why not, right? I mean, it still has that potential. So with that, that is the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.